Hey everyone, it's Brian, your handy dandy realtor here in the city of Windsor. I just got Anthony Sheridan was just out here. I'm sitting in my Kingsville listing, by the way. I'm sitting here getting ready for the estate sale tomorrow. I got to get home to do some Facebook advertising, marketplace advertising for the estate sale tomorrow. Trevor's going to be out here all day with me. He's going to be over to my house tomorrow morning at 8:30, and he's going to be out here in Kingsville with me with the estate sale so that we can get all of this stuff done and hopefully get some of this stuff out of this house. And the house is getting listed right now. I turned over all the paperwork to the real estate board, so I'm going to go out and pound my sign in out there. But Anthony Sheridan was just here, and there was one thing I wanted to share with you. Anthony was pointing out, I asked him, I said, what are the other realtors saying to you? And he said, what do you mean, Brian? I said, are they crazy busy like I am? He said, Brian, no, you're the only one of all of the realtors that I serve that is constantly getting new listings. You're the only one that's willing to go and do this work. You're the only one with the designations and the platform for people to be able to find you to do all of this work. You're the only one with the employees and the team to be able to go in and manage a transaction from start to finish for an estate. You're the only one, Brian. And I knew that. I knew what I was building. That's why I'm the first to this market. And that's why my phone's ringing. After this one here, I've got to finish up Tilbury. I just was given the keys to a property in Amherstburg, and the lawyer there has given me the green light to be able to proceed. So Amherstburg's going to be next on the list again as well, too. Back out to Amherstburg, just sold one out there. Competing against other realtors for those kinds of listings as well, too. Here, the gentleman, why should we give you the listing, Brian? And I said, well, let's not ask why. Let's just ask, what services do you need? And then he asked me, he said, well, how many houses did you sell last year? And I said, let's not talk about last year. That was last year. Let's talk about this year. Here's the list of houses that I've done so far this year. And then his wife spoke up and she said, dear, can we choose Brian to do the listing? And I kind of winked at her. I'm like, thank you very much. And he said, of course, yes, once he's seen the list of the properties that I was actually doing all this year. So it's all good. That's all good. And that's part of the celebration today. That's part of that whole thing, is being willing to sacrifice a little bit of my health. There is. I'm doing the best that I can, magically, health-wise. Trevor has got his own problems as well, too. As I work with him a little bit more, I learn a little bit more about some of his medical challenges. And it's kind of fun because we just kind of limp through our projects together, which is awesome as well, too. But my phone rang yesterday again with another young lady whose mom is, or her aunt actually, is in hospice care right now. And she was in tears. She said, the family is just making this pure hell. I'm the executor, and it's just pure hell. I said, yeah, but it doesn't have to be. I'll help you with all of that. And here's what I do. And she's like, really? After I explained it all to her, that I just group all of my services all together in that one commission check. And she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I just take care of all of that. My family benefits by having the listing, and I know I can get the listing sold. So at the end of the day, I'm willing to do all of the work. I'm willing to come by tomorrow and do an estate sale here. I'm willing to clean out the house after I get it sold. I'm willing to take care of anything to charity here in Kingsville that I have to, whatever I have to do. Doesn't matter, because it's about helping families. That's what this real estate business is all about. And so I said, so dry your tears. You found me. I'm going to send you out in the mail my advertising book, just so that you can do some more research on me and understand where I come from and my background. I want you going over to your aunt who's in hospice, and I just want you there holding her hand. She's making the transition in life, and she just needs people around her holding her hand. So go over and do that. Don't worry about the rest of it. And she says, but I hate the lawyer that I've been working. I said, we don't have to worry about that. You're the executor. You can make changes to all of this stuff as we go along. and I'll guide you with that. She lived in Essex, and I said, Hickey Bernie. She's like, yeah, they're right here in town. I said, maybe they're going to be a good realtor for, or a good lawyer for us. They do estate settlement all the time, and I work very closely with them. Maybe that's a good resource for you. They're great people over there, and they'll be able to help you. I said, but one step at a time, just go spend some time with your aunt, hold her hand. There's no decisions to have to be made right now because we really can't make any decisions because she's on her deathbed. So go help her, hold her hand. Brian, I'm so glad that I found you. And I hear that all of the time. So at the end of the day, that's why this business is crazy busy. I knew where I was going to with this business, and now I'm starting to have some of the benefit of it. The phone keeps ringing, and I'm just scratching the surface. The estates business in the Windsor market, just the Windsor market alone, is a $20 million a month business. Last month I had 8% of that business. This month, I might have 15% of that business. Maybe I stay at 15%. Maybe I can get 20% of that business. Maybe I could get more and add more team members. I'm trying to add one more right now. Hopefully he'll text me back at some point in time. So it's all good. It's all that celebration. I'm a little bit scruffy, but hey, I've got things to do. Right now, I'm going to be driving from here in Kingsville over to Tilbury just to work over in Tilbury for a few hours on that project. And then I just had a new dumpster delivered out there as well too. So we're going to go over and check on all of that and start loading a new dumpster. And I'll probably do a little bit of an estate sale out there possibly next weekend or the weekend after. I have until May 4th to get the property completely cleaned out, and I'll be right on track for all of that anyway. Have several different listings possibly coming up: Woodlawn, Westminster, and the new one from yesterday that I just talked to you a little bit about. So just celebrating a little bit. I'm taking a little bit of a break here in this house in Kingsville. It's a nice ranch. The longer I spend here, the more I like it. And the more I'm happy to have my sign out there in that front yard. So if you have any questions about estate things going on with you, if you have a loved one that's unfortunately passing away and needs some help with all of this, it's why I have all the degrees and designations that I have. It's why other realtors laugh at me. But hey, who cares? My job's to help people. It's my calling. And I like helping people this way. So if you need any of that help too, don't hesitate to give me a jingle, 519-995-6145. If you're looking for a beautiful 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath ranch in a very quiet spot here in Kingsville, and have a budget of about $500,000, we're listing it at $489,900. We think it's worth somewhere around $500, $501, $502. The house next door just sold for $500, and it wasn't as nice as what this one is. But we don't want to go and hit rockets out of the park. We just want to sell this one to a new buyer. And the gentleman that lives here, he's 72, and he's living in Retirement Village. And he's going to get the conversation about what we could do from a wealth management perspective. He might end up becoming a client of mine in my wealth management practice. Helping senior citizens so they never run out of money is definitely a fun thing to do. Last year, my senior citizen clients earned a 9.1% return, a very conservative 9.1% return. It's always good at tax season when you sit with them and say, yeah, yes, we need to take some money out for your taxes. Sorry that you have to pay some taxes, some capital gains taxes. I had one of my clients that told me, he said, Brian, I've never had to pay any taxes until I met you. And I said, yeah, it kind of sucks, doesn't it? And he said, yeah. He said, you made me $36,000 and I have to give $2,000 of it to the government. I still kept $34,000. That was a pretty good thing, Ryan. I like that I met you. And I said, yeah, the thing that is the most important part is that as that money builds up, we don't have to worry if you live until you're 102. The goal is to not ever run out of money. And that's what my job is to try to do that, to make sure that we always have money to be able to take care of your care. And he said, yeah, I'm in good hands. I said, perfect. All I need you to do is sign here and we'll zap that $2,000 over into your bank account. All right. That was a very, very quick appointment too with one of my senior citizen clients in my wealth management practice. It's just so much fun. So that's it for this video. I'm going to get on my way to Tilbury. Just needed to take a little bit of time to celebrate a little bit with you. Thanks for watching. Totally appreciate you being here. If you know anybody looking for a great ranch here in Riverside, if you know anybody looking for a historic house in Amherstburg, there's going to be one coming up. You got first dibs on it. I haven't even seen the darn thing yet, and you know about it. If you're looking for a beautiful ranch at about $485,000 in South Walkerville, I know of one. Hasn't hit the market yet. I'm working on it. So let me know if I can help you. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye-bye.